Hey, it's JR Alana. Hope you had a great fourth. Talking about the 7:15 second date update between Kelsey and Richie. I will tell you this. Richie doubled down on his thoughts about women, and they were strong.
Yeah, well, I'm glad she called him out on this one because she had every right to, and I'm glad we got the platform to let her do it.
Yeah, and that's what she said. She goes, I'm not calling for a second date. I'm calling to call this dude out. She did. He responded. Check this out.
Well, this is interesting. If you missed this, Kelsey reached out to us, and she said, I know you guys try to set people up. I don't want to do that. I want to call somebody out.
Yeah.
And it's this guy, Richie.
Not only was he asking her to pay half, it's about what he said. Because she's like, I don't have a problem paying half. We'll split it.
Right.
It's a first date. But then apparently he just kind of went off on why she should be paying for it. And that's what she kind of really wants to call him out on. I mean, he sounded very rude.
Yeah, I have a few questions for Richie. You tracked him down, Kevin?
I did track him down, yep.
Is he cool to talk to us on the air?
He is cool to talk to us.
Oh, this is awesome. Okay. Richie, you there?
I'm here.
Hey, Richie. This is JR Lon and Kevin, as I'm sure Kevin told you. We want to talk to you on the air. Thank you for being open to that. We wanted to actually talk to you about a girl you want to date with, Kelsey.
Oh, yeah, the mooch.
The mooch? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay, I feel like this is going to line up.
Here we go.
Well, I will just tell you what we know. We heard you went to World of Beer. I guess she thought everything was going fine, and then when the check came, that's when things turned. I guess you were just staring right at her instead of, grabbing the check or whatever. You stared right at her until she looked up at you and said, hey, what do you want to do about this check? And then you insisted on splitting it, but not only that, then you kind of went on a little bit of a rant of why women should pay half. That's what we heard. Is that right?
Well, she just sat there waiting for me to pay the bill and totally expected that. And I feel like that's the problem. And I feel like, women need to wake up to, it's like it's 2022 and they want equal rights and they want equal pay.
Oh, no.
But when the check comes, they want to be treated like a princess again for some reason. So they want to reverse all that progress just so they can save some money when they need to or want to. And I think that's kind of I don't think that's very feminist.
You don't pick up the check when you go out on dates?
There's a lot said right there.
Well, I mean, I pay for my half.
Okay.
I mean, it's World of Beer. It's not like it's going to be a high tab.
Well, I mean, if you live with somebody, you probably split rent. If I think that's fair. And in this world of equality and of empowerment, I don't see the problem with expecting someone to
Okay, it sounds like this runs pretty deep in you and your thought process. It sounds like this is something that you're pretty passionate about. Okay, but do you think you handled it the right way by kind of, sitting there waiting for her to look up at you and then going into a huge rant about it?
I mean, regardless of whether I handled it the right way, I believe that it was a test because I knew that, most of the time that's what's being expected is for the man to pick up the check. So I was very much just sort of seeing where that was going. And I'm kind of, waiting to hopefully one day, like a girl picks up the check.
This is interesting, but listen, I don't know if Kevin told you this, but we actually have Kelsey on the phone with us, and I want to bring her back on. 'Cause like I said, a lot's being said here. Kelsey.
Hey.
I just want to give you a chance to respond.
Yeah, I mean, this is the most disgusting thing I think I've heard. Like, you cannot just go around lecturing people about your beliefs. If you expected us to split the bill when you invited me out, you should have been like, hey, just so you know, I'm into splitting the check. And then I could decide if I want to do that. And not just as much as you're upset with me expecting that we're going to split it, or thinking that I want you to pay for it, you just expected to split it. So there were lots of expectations happening with not very much communication, which is the problem with men.
So then what's the equivalent of chivalry from women to men? What did we call that? Did we call that anything? Does that even exist?
No, because men need to spend the next 5 decades making it up to women for being total jerks.
I need to pay for all of men's misgivings.
Yeah, maybe you do. Maybe that would actually maybe it should start with you. You could be the change in the world.
Why are you dating,
Richie?
Richie, why are you dating?
I'm looking for a woman who knows what chivalry means.
But don't you think when you're talking, because you've mentioned a few things like, women's rights and equality. I mean, that's a huge generalization to be saying and put a huge umbrella to cast over a first date, man. We're talking about a first date that you invited her on, picked the place. You're kind of in control of that situation, and she's going along with it. I mean, yeah, maybe let her know, like, it'd be cool to, I mean, this is not me, and I'm not even trying to grandstand right here, but if
I
you
didn't ask her
really
to help me move a piano.
Richie, what's
I
that?
asked. I was just basically seeing if she would want to split the bill with me. I think that's a fair thing, and that would happen if I went out with my friends. If I asked my friends to go to World of Beer, they wouldn't wait for me to pay for them.
But what I'm saying, Richie, is you did ask her out. It is a date, so it's a little bit different than your friends. But here's the deal. It'd be one thing to say, hey, do you want to split this? It's another thing to kind of just stare at her and then go into the reasons why women should always split bills. I mean, do you think that was the right time to share all your political and financial beliefs on a first date when you're trying to win this girl over?
Well, I mean, we're supposed to have honest conversations with each other about things, and
oh yeah,
if somebody's wanting to have money spent on them, then they should also come out with that.
You're making a lot of assumptions about me, Richie. I was literally shoving fries in my face still when the check came down. Like, I was chewing. What do you want me to do? Like, I wasn't in a rush.
On a French fry.
Yeah.
It wasn't my fault that the server brought the check out at that point, but it was
your fault.
presented.
You stared at me like I'm some idiot. I was still eating my food. I wasn't ready to pay the check. Like, you could have been like, hey, are you cool with splitting this? And then I could have been like,
I never called you an idiot. I don't think you're an idiot. That's another thing.
But you treated me like you did the
bringing that up in this
The reason why
conversation,
chivalry
really
is not a
makes me
thing,
somebody who I'm
no
not.
one wants it, is because you treated me like a child and then mansplained to me for 10 minutes about why things are wrong with women in the world. Like, we don't need more of you, Richie. And all the women out there listening, if you get matched with a guy named Richie, make sure that you run the other way, because he's probably this guy.
Okay. Well, we called him for you, Kelsey, and we heard what he had to say. And honestly, you guys both line up with your stories as far as how the date went. So, I guess that's a positive. Richie, I do appreciate you agreeing to come on the air with us. I can't say that I agree with you, but hey, to each their own. And if that's what you're looking for, maybe you're going to find someone who lines up with you on that. Obviously, this does not line up with Kelsey. Kelsey, I appreciate you reaching out to us. I'm going to just kind of break this up, and I wish you both luck, okay?
Yeah, thank you for doing this. I'm glad I called him out, and you kind of make me sick, Richie.
Okay.
Yep. Good luck to you.
All right, guys.
Yeah,
See you.
I'll be alone for a long time, dude. Bye.
All right, guys.